Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Left of Center. I know you missed us.
Welcome back. Yeah, wow.
We are back.
Loud.
We are back. The heart and soul.
The real locomotive.
That's right.
And the real caboose.
I want to apologize for the horrible show we put out last time.
Excuse me?
I mean, we brought in two guys that just didn't really have much of a clue.
I had the time of my life.
Well, all I can tell you is when Phil said the bar's low for them to have the best episode ever, Lindsay and John didn't even come to the defense of the last 70 episodes.
Hey, we had fun.
Never said
Can you
they
stop?
were insulting you as well.
We're going to get kicked off of Facebook.
No, because it's so good.
It's the voice of angels.
When I left you last night, you did not have that haircut. What did you do
you're
between
right.
what did you do between 8 p.m. and 7 a.m.? Where the hell did you go?
I got a haircut.
John's he's I found myself in an alley and someone had cut my hair.
I got a haircut last night after the
Didn't
event.
Marissa do it?
That's a late cut.
Nope, Marissa did not do it.
She's
Usually
your
she
she's your
does.
personal hair cutterer.
She freaking quit on me, dude.
Really?
Yeah, leaving me hairy.
Why? Were you too critical?
No,
I think so.
That's
She's
a
just
terrible cut, Marissa.
She's on the goddamn ballot now, so she's too good to freaking cut.
So you're
my
wearing
hair.
the shirt.
I am. I'm
The old
representing.
school.
But I have
Marissa
to find
for Judge
I have
shirt.
to find my own barber now.
And
So-
who did you find? I'm yes. Who was that new barber?
I was gonna do it myself.
That would have been classic.
It would have been easy. It's
Really?
2. You go. Bzzz, it's easy. But I recruited Tommy. He did his first haircut.
Tommy, welcome home from college. Cut my hair.
Yeah, and I took off my shirt.
Wow.
Had my nipple sticking
This
out.
is-
He
all
was-
right.
he was thrown off. He
That's
was thrown
enough.
off by the nipple. I kept,
Enough.
Let's.
What?
I
kept rubbing it
Not
against
go
his
there.
arm.
It's early in the morning. It's 7:35.
What's the matter? Lindsay looks shocked.
Lindsay, well, yeah, she's in her foot's tapping like crazy. By the way,
That's her. She's in her happy place.
I naturally have that nervous, just
when your
like
dad's around, or
bouncing. Just in general.
You know, a lot of the stuff.
Growing up in this household with him,
I'm gonna I know we're gonna get to this later in the show. Lindsay said alleged on the last show I watched porn, which is and she
What?
alleged
Wow.
our family watches porn.
Uh,
She did.
all right,
sorry.
McDermott family.
She's
at
like, I
7
grew up in
p.m.
this
on
house.
Wednesday.
And I know the habits of these people.
Time
It's
to put the porn on.
I've never
kids.
watched a porn show in my life ever.
okay.
What do you, Lindsay? I'm
Just the
telling
fact
you
that
straight
you
up.
call it a porn
ever.
show, I believe.
Ever. I've never watched a porn in my life.
A single one.
Not one.
I don't believe you.
I don't care if you believe
There's
me or
not a
not.
single
My friends
person
know
on
this
this
about.
planet.
You think I'm going to watch porn with
We're
my
gonna
daughter?
give- we're gonna give
Lindsay,
away-
come on in. I got a
We're
good
gonna
porn.
give away the rest of the show if we don't.
No,
stop
I'm just
here.
saying. I was a little pissed about that.
We're gonna have a
that was the
family
one
argument.
thing. I took a lot of grief last show, and that's fine.
We all did.
I've
We
never.
both did. I should
I've
say.
never
There's not a
watched
single
porn.
person on this planet who's not even witnessed a single
I don't do
video,
that stuff.
magazine,
Lindsay,
picture.
I don't
anything.
watch porn. I don't go to strip clubs. I just don't. I was sort of shocked.
And you don't
actually.
be in the shower. We'll get to that later.
Well,
all right.
I
Yes,
mean,
let's
hey,
not give it away.
everybody's not perfect.
Lindsay will have a chance to explain herself later.
I was shocked,
Later
and then
on
she
in the
insinuated,
episode.
"Well, the boys look at porn and dad
She
looks at porn." I'm
outed Chase and Tommy.
Dude,
or
I
something.
was
I was like, man,
I told Chase, I'm like, "Hey, Lindsay
you
alleged."
might want to listen.
Lindsay alleged on the last show you're. A
It wasn't even alleged
watcher.
with Chase.
I
It
know.
was like,
Oh,
yeah, well, I
those
grew up
boys.
with my brothers.
Those boys and their porn. I'm like, I've never seen. I
like,
saw
man.
porn on the computer downstairs one time, and we talked about that
Yes,
on
we
the show.
did.
And I think that
so
was
you're
Tommy.
gonna,
It was
you're gonna
Lindsay's.
throw that under. Oh my
No, I think that was
God.
Tommy. No, I think it was Tommy.
You're gonna throw me under
Unless
the bus, being
Lindsay-
like she just accused everybody, but no, you
You
mentioned it
accused Tommy.
before.
You accused Tommy. Well, somebody put dicks and boobs on my
All right,
computer
all right,
downstairs.
all right.
Somebody did. There was dicks and boobs one day, and I didn't put them there
Oh,
myself.
God. All right. Yeah. All right.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry about Phil and Jeff. I mean, that show. It was.
It was amazing.
They were
It
very,
was way below our standards.
well, I think it helped that they talked about us. So good job, John. By the way, great production, John.
Thank you.
That game show was phenomenal.
It was
phenomenal.
Good. It
We're
was
really
relive it.
enjoyable. We're going to relive it a little bit.
We are
So-
going to go through and correct their answers.
Yes,
so to
we're gonna
speak.
we're gonna make sure we
Oh,
understand.
look at that beautiful picture last night. We took this
Where
is
was
a picture.
this?
John,
This is it.
Last night was fun.
that's one of our favorite sponsors. Our favorite sponsor, Doty. We have a lot of favorite sponsors. but
Dodie
that's
Russell
Doty.
sits on the board of Powering
She's
America.
so sweet, and Powerade America is obviously one of the big sponsors of our show, and we got the crew.
That's,
the Lockpod crew there taking a picture with her.
Oh wait,
Wait, there's.
hold on. There's Tom.
I was going to
there's
say, wait.
Lindsay,
That's not the
there's me.
Lockpod crew because I'm not in it.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's
why it
interesting.
looks so nice.
See, wait here.
It's
What?
interesting, though. You know,
Lindsay?
John,
Yeah.
isn't it interesting that
But-
Kevin's a little sore because
Look
he's
at
not in
Tom's
the
hair.
picture?
That's his hair last night.
Kevin,
Now look at today.
Kevin,
Interesting.
isn't it weird? Like when you're not in a picture, doesn't that feel like shit? Isn't it?
Oh,
weird?
I missed. I would
You know,
have liked
could
to
you
been,
imagine?
I would have liked to been invited into the picture.
Wouldn't have been.
First
Well,
ever.
imagine like if the three of us left you alone.
You
And
did,
besides-
obviously.
But what I'm saying is, this sort of reminds
It
me of when you
happened.
ditched me at Wicker Park.
No,
And you guys took a picture, and then like, oh,
I ditched him at
excuse
Wicker
me
Park.
for being a little sensitive. You know, we take one damn picture with Dodie.
Well, that
last
was
night,
even
and
more.
Kevin's like, oh, I wasn't in the picture.
It was worse for you because I was actually in the room probably somewhere. When we ditched you, we actually left the facility. So
Tom, he reacted exactly how you thought he would. This was
did.
hook,
You
line, and
sucker.
sinker.
I know,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
It's like it's a double standard, John. That's why. Like,
Tom's like, I'm
He's
going to
like,
send you this
"What the
picture
hell?
and watch what happens.
I wasn't in the picture. Like, what the hell?
Why did
oh,
you leave me
really?
out?
It reminds me of Wicker Park. There,
Oh, so you're
big
just
guy.
like trying to.
And he was giving me shit about that, if I remember correctly.
It's not true.
You know what?
You were 6 feet from us, Kevin. No joke. In the
Thanks,
picture.
guys.
We did that on
Thank you.
purpose. I was like, Lindsay's like, hey, let's call Kevin over. I'm like, fuck Kevin,
Thank you,
man.
Lindsay.
Fuck.
I did totally do
It's the
that.
title of this
Lindsay.
episode.
You're welcome.
You better have.
I said it clearly. I say, fuck Kevin. Man.
Wow.
We're
Thank
going
you.
with this picture.
Well,
We're
there
going
goes
with
the-
the.
Good
this is
morning,
the new
everybody.
Lockpod crew.
Thank you to our sponsors.
By
That's
the
the
way,
F-bomb by the mayor.
You know what? We had
Why
no,
is my brother calling me on the?
He's obviously not watching.
Hold on. I'm doing it. I'm doing
Oh,
it.
God.
All right, hold on.
We're going to do
I
sponsors.
noticed
in a
Tom is
second.
more
Aaron?
sassy when he's wearing his
Aaron?
Hawaiian look.
Hey, you're live on Lockpod, dickhead. Like,
I'm not gonna. Okay, I will hold my conversation then for later.
well,
We're
you're live on
literally
there.
live
so-
right now.
Yeah, you're live right now. You can't hear John, but
We miss you, eh?
Hey, Aaron, do you not know Tom has a podcast at this
He
time?
can't hear you, John.
yeah, Aaron, you
My
not.
teammate.
Yeah, your teammate.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Go, swimmer,
gotcha.
go.
So anyway, I'm gonna hang up. You should probably tune in though.
Yeah.
You're my brother. You know, I'm supposed to be showing
Well, I'm
support.
driving, so
It's okay.
There's no excuse.
It's
Put it on
okay.
Facebook.
Facebook Live. All right, see ya.
I do listen to it later.
Hang up.
Yeah, whatever, dude, whatever.
He's like making excuses.
He's like, no, but I do subscribe and like.
Dude, it's bad enough they don't sponsor us anymore. Now he's like
By the way,
disrespecting us by not listening.
I
to
bet
us. Calling
he's a-
in the middle of the show. What's going on?
something about the, I want to get back to the fundraiser real quick because it was a really good time. And the picture John threw up just reminded me. It was really amazing, just kind of maybe ironic or just serendipitous or whatever. But the last fundraiser that you had, that it was, like March 2019, was literally the day of when the governor said you had
Yeah.
to
It
limit
was
to
March
250. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, March 2020. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
right.
Hasn't
Lance.
been 2 years.
No.
Well,
It feels like it.
I get
Yeah.
confused. Yeah. So
but you're right though.
right, and it was like 250 people max. You had to like
It
cut,
killed our fundraiser.
killed the fundraiser at the Civic Center.
So the day they went into lockdown, so to speak, it was the
Basically.
beginning of the lockdown.
Yeah, March
and it was the
2020.
day they announced it was the day of my fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
And then
because we were on the phone saying like, what do we do?
Oh
Should we
my
have
God.
it?
Yeah, it was basically the decision was made in Washington. Our
Yep.
fundraiser was dead meat. It was probably the most pathetic St. Patrick's Day fundraiser I've ever had, and which was emblematic of that campaign, by the way.
Yeah, and I mean that was the
It was
beginning
just
of the
rotten
pandemic.
freaking luck. I wasn't saying
Right.
like you
No,
did
no,
a great
I-
job as campaign
absolutely.
manager.
Thank you.
The candidate you had was amazing. I mean, like,
Very great candidate.
Jack Kennedy-like. I mean, I think we would all agree, right?
the best.
And then it was just rotten goddamn luck.
And that's a great example, right? And then, well, anyway,
But the Jack Kennedy, I agree. It was a great. I know.
the end of that story is yesterday.
Ronald Reagan-esque.
Sure,
like, just a
great
statesman,
stature.
statesman, like respected by all.
The end of that story is, the flip side of that story is, yesterday you had a fundraiser
Yep.
and the CDC said no masks needed, inside, outside, whatever. So it's
And
like
if vaccinated.
if vaccinated, thanks.
But
Liz.
like,
then it was
it
like,
was 100%. No
and
mask.
everybody felt very comfortable with no masks. It was great, and here
Yeah,
there we
John
were.
didn't get vaccinated and he had no mask on.
That's John's risk.
You guys laugh. This is laughable.
I'm not laughing because
We don't want you to get COVID because then we
put
wouldn't
it
have a
this way.
producer.
We care about you, John. We
No,
care
no,
about you so much. I called
That
you
is
this
true.
week and said you need a backup in the studio for when you get COVID. We need to have a backup.
I'm talking about this bullshit CDC stuff, dude. It makes no sense, guys. Last week, Fauci was saying masks are going to be a part of like the long-term future.
Well,
Just
they-
last week, what a change? I don't
Yeah,
understand.
I'm gonna wear a mask every winter. This was the first winter I didn't get. Like,
I'm
a
with
I
you, Lindsay.
agree.
vaccination.
I
Like,
Totally agree with you.
Agree. No
I am
colds.
100%.
I'm gonna wear a mask
masks
in the winter too.
much
Not
more
like a.
regularly.
I'm not gonna be like a freaky like surgeon's mask. I'm gonna wear like a gaiter, like I did through the pandemic.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Those look
Neck-
good on you, Tom.
I agree. By the way,
I love not seeing your face.
I put the gay in gaiter.
Put the How about, are we doing mailbag or ads?
I got your show title right there.
That's
Put the gay and gator. We're so late right now.
It's all right.
Mailbag?
You know,
Mailbag.
last episode was quieter. It had no
yeah.
curse words in it.
Was it
and
quiet?
It's kind of like
and it was funny.
abrasive right now.
It
you
is?
know? It's a little abrasive.
Welcome
got
back.
some mailbag,
Welcome
John.
back to the caboose and the locomotive.
Ooh,
John, how about the mailbag theme? Thank you.
mailbag.
Mailbag.
All right.
All
do
right.
some mailbag.
Do you think it's wrong when I don't read their name?
No, I mean, because you never know, because they probably send it to you like personally.
It is
so you can like, say first name, though.
I'm just going to say first name.
Yeah.
All right. This is from Joan. Thank you, Joan. Dear Mayor, thank you for speaking the truth about Franciscan Alliance downsizing of the Hammond campus. Your remark at the Times today are absolutely right, prophetic, and inspired.
Wow.
Jack Kennedy, like she was
Absolutely
inspiring.
right, prophetic, and inspired, John.
The most authentic Catholic social teaching I have heard from a local leader since Bishop Melchick's 2003 statement on racism. I'm out of here.
Drop the mic.
This is the best letter I've
Very
ever
nice.
seen.
I thought you said we only did negative letters.
No, this
a
is why this
positive.
one made it to the top.
All right.
It's very wise. Joan is a very smart person. You could tell just
Very
by
nice of her.
Lots of mic drops.
Yeah.
I and my family will continue to support downtown Hammond. I believe in our city, and I know we will find a way forward. I love you, Joan.
Very nice, John.
Amazing. That was you could see why that one made it.
I see that.
Right.
God, that was beautiful.
Tom
He
picks
was.
these, obviously. So this one's in.
This one's from William.
All right, William.
The combined population of Munster and Dyer is hardly half of that of Hammond.
That's true.
They have 3 hospitals, and they are closing the one hospital in Hammond where there is certainly the greatest need. That's from William.
Interesting.
That was
Will.
brief, but to the point.
Very, very. This was a letter to the editor. We grabbed it because
This was really cool. The guy that wrote this is the former chief operating officer of St. Margaret Hospital for 10 years from the 70s to the 80s. Very cool.
John Birdsell.
Yeah, he was in the paper.
This is incredible. This is scathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, former chief operating officer of the hospital.
Of the hospital, which is downsizing.
It's incredible.
It is
Wow.
truly difficult to contemplate that the 8th largest city in Hammond in Indiana may soon be without a viable acute care hospital. The city of Hammond and St. Margaret Hospital have been partners for nearly 125 years. They have been culturally, economically, and socially intertwined for multiple decades of profound social and economic change and upheaval, yet together they persevered. The Franciscan governance should welcome Mayor McDermott and the city administration to the table in a serious attempt to maintain the hospital as a vital anchor and healthcare provider to the community. If the Franciscans choose not to continue their first full-service mission, then a responsible alternative might be able to explore options with other providers. In fact, offering an incentive of $22 million, approximately one half the $45 million earmarked for demolition and conversion, might be the catalyst to get such a deal done. Then both sides become winners. As circumstances appear today, all sides are losers or left holding the bag. John Birdsell, former chief operating officer of St. Margaret Hospital.
Boom.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of
Love
criticism of this decision by the Franciscan sisters to close and significantly close St. Margaret and Franciscan
In a
Hospital.
brutally
downtown.
cold, heartless move.
Yeah, and I think
anti-Catholic, anti what I hear on Sunday move.
one of the things I heard that we're actually doing some research into is the amount of the reduction. If there's some sort of like purpose behind that, like why do we have 8 beds? Oh, maybe that's because you get some federal funding because you have 8 beds. So
Yeah.
we're going to continue.
There's
to
not much
research that
is coming out of that hospital that I trust. There's not much at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate to say it, and the CEO is deceptive, straight up deceptive.
Well, I think the crazy
The
thing is,
CEO
since
of
that
a-
date, they haven't even come. They haven't even called City Hall. Haven't even reached out.
The only text we had was a semi-physical threatening text that sent at 1:30 in the morning.
Interesting.
Mean, we had to put a BIC meter on that cell phone, obviously.
Very interesting.
Right.
Well, that's mailbag. Lindsay, how about your
mailbag?
spiel?
There you go, John.
Mailbag.
Let's hear it, Linz.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
You're listening to Left of Center, where we cover everything from politics to important events of the day in the Midwest and the nation, all while having way too much fun while doing it. If you can't get enough of us, you can follow us on Facebook at Left of Center Podcast or on Twitter at LockPod, LOCPOD. If you can't listen in live, you can always download our episodes from the Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio apps. Just search Left of Center Podcast and look for our red and blue logo. Don't forget to subscribe and rate. And if you would like to get some ads started on our beautiful podcast here, you can send an email to steve@lockpod.com. That is steve at locpod.com.
Yes, that's something I learned at the other show, the LOCPOD show. Is that what we're going with, John?
Yeah,
Jeff's a real
me.
big listener.
I like that.
By the way, there
Good.
should be like basic like intelligent level as far as like show intelligent level.
Like being able to read.
Yeah, like what's the name of the show? Lockpod? Okay. All right, very good. First step, right?
Good job.
If you missed step A, you probably don't go on
Are
to
you about to make
host,
fun of
right?
your assistant chief?
Yeah.
He's my assistant chief
I'm
in
going
real
to tell
life.
him
I'm
to
gonna
put
give him a reading-
your car on his watch list.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to give him a reading test. I'm going to say, read this piece of paper, Jeff.
I talked to Jeff after, and he said, I just want to start off, Mayor, and say, I do know how to read. And I was like, He was super. He told me he was. Which is
Is that
funny
not a
to hear.
requirement to be a cop?
No, he said no.
We'll have to ask Jeff.
Jeff's really smart, but Jeff was super. He was super nervous actually,
Well, didn't
which is
seem-
funny.
He wasn't that nervous when he said he was going to throw me out of an airplane. So he seemed very confident.
No, he
in
said
that.
you were
Yeti
going
cooler.
to fight
With
to
a-
the
with a-
death.
yeah.
He settled
You
in. He
figured it out
settled in.
yourself.
Yeah. All right.
Our sponsors.
By the way, that picture with Dodie and us, that was my favorite picture ever taken on
I'm
Lock
sure.
Pod.
I'm sure it was.
It was great to see Dodie last night, and she represents Powering America, and that's, we appreciate Powering America as our main sponsor this season. They sponsor the whole season. We appreciate it very much. Powering America is Northwest Indiana's source for a trusted electrical professional. If you are a developer looking for a large-scale electrical contractor, Powering America can help take the guesswork out of finding a professional you can trust. Their select network of electrical contractors are committed to employing local electricians that have successfully completed a certified apprenticeship training program registered with the Indiana Department of Labor. That's a long sentence.
You did
But
it.
anyway,
You did it well.
what they're saying is they're professional, and when you call them, they show up and they finish the job. They don't just leave you hanging. Some places they have like 20 jobs going, and you're just like one of the 20, and they'll get to you when they get to you. And if, their buddy Joe calls, they like leave you and they go over to Joe's house. Not certified professionals like Powering America. All employees are held to a high standard of professionalism, expertise, and knowledge, and all of their contractors are licensed, bonded, and insured. If you would like more information about your electrical needs, visit Powering America today at certifiedelectrician.com.
Byway Brewing. Family-friendly
By
microbrewery
the
with a
way,
spacious
it was great to see
tap room.
Byway Brewery last night at the event. It was great to see them, and they were telling me how great their business is going, Kevin.
I saw Dave Toth recently, and he said a couple things. He said, because I always compliment him when I see him on the food, and he said
I
that
did the same thing.
you know what he told me? Same chef since day one.
Really?
Same chef.
It's
and that tells you something.
We got so lucky when, Byway came to town. It was, because obviously a brewery is great and, it's going to be a gathering spot. I'm not a huge beer drinker.
I'm not either.
But when I ate the food,
I
I
know.
was like, damn.
Byway's food keeps me coming back, and their beer's great.
Yeah, the beer is great. I always get the Purdue one.
I get the stout,
like
the dark stout.
I don't like hoppy.
I like dark stout.
Then
That was,
don't drink beer.
One of my things
know,
with
right?
Byway was I'm not a beer drinker, but they have since released this
John.
blended summer frozen
Wine.
Moscato.
It's like a wine, right?
It's a wine
Oh.
slushy.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so.
When I was there with John last time, it was like he's like, "Bring me another one. I'll have another. Let me try the other flavor."
That was delicious.
You got to
I'm a
check it
big
out.
Yeah, definitely go
sour
check it out.
fan.
Yeah.
I love sours.
Brewing Equipment on their production side offers a unique backdrop for your private event like bridal and baby showers, reunions, birthdays, and corporate events. Conveniently located just off 8094 in the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu.
Bernie was at the event last night. Bernie Grisolia from Grisolia's Concrete. It was great to see him last night.
Battalion Chief? Or is he a
Yeah.
battalion chief or assistant
He's a
chief?
battalion
Chief.
Right. He's a battalion chief in Hammond Fire Department. He's a Hammond business owner. He's a gentleman.
He also, I had to
Yeah,
ask him a
he's
question
not an
about Italy
officer.
recently. He
Did-
answered. He said, sorry, this is great. He said, I'm sorry to get back to you right away, Kevin, but I was busy doing some California-style concrete.
California style. I love that.
He is a gentleman, Tom.
He is.
He
Birdie.
is so well-mannered.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's handsome.
He is handsome.
I know.
Well-mannered and can do
Well,
California-style
Bernie.
concrete.
If I rolled that way, I'd be totally interested in Bernie.
Yikes.
We're gonna
I
get
would
into
Don't
that.
even roll that way, and I'm sort of interested in Bernie. Like
We're going to
that.
get into that.
Agreed.
Oh.
California style.
It's just
Joe Smith's
because
going to
of the
come on at like
California thing.
8:20.
Grisolia's Concrete was voted #1 in Time's Best of the Region 2020 and specializes in all of your concrete projects. Grisolia's has been using the original cement finish in California style since 1972
Whoa.
and also offers stamped and colored concrete. For more information or a project, quote, call Grisolia at 219-659-4127. Tell them Lockpod sent you
And ask
and
for
say, I
Bernie.
want it California style. You know what I'm saying?
Try Electronics
California style.
wants to be your complete communications provider.
Try Electronics was there last night also.
Has been a leader in this
Son
industry
of
for
a
more than
gun.
55 years and can provide your business end-to-end communication solutions. For more information, call Try Electronics today at 800-722-6793 and tell them Lockpod sent you.
Don't tell them California style.
Don't tell them LOCPOD sent you.
Like Jeff goes in and says, I'm here for the LOCPOD discount. Jeff Long. He should have been booted off right off
Giving
on
him
the
too
spot,
much
John.
credit.
We thought it was funny.
It was not funny. It was an indication that he's never listened to the show one time.
That's what I got out of
You're
it.
the one who
100%.
hired him.
He's like, is this WMCD? What is this place?
No, I didn't. I didn't hire him for the show. I hired him because he's an awesome cop, awesome chief. Phil brought him in on the show, but there has to be like a.
Well, then take it up with Phil.
I am.
He already has.
Yeah, Phil's. We're already.
You mean the former chief of staff?
Former chief of staff, Phil Taylor. Is that who you're talking about?
I think Jeff was awesome.
Jeff
you did so good, Jeff. Awesome. I'm very proud of you.
But he didn't know Lockpot though. That's
and he didn't know how to read half the words.
I mean, those outside of those two items, John, he did great.
He did amazing.
It'd be like the equivalent if you were a rock band and you were like in Chicago and you're like, "How's it going, New York?" And everybody's like, "What the hell?"
That's a really good,
right?
Analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta come on, Jeff, pick it up next time, okay, big guy. Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. The Martinez model for success has always been responsive customer service, great tasting products with an authentic Mexican taste and high quality standards. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
All right. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you to our sponsors.
It's time for Tom and I to give the real answers to the Tom or Kevin
I already
game
pointed
show.
Out. Like Lindsay's like misrepresentation about porn watching is like.
Is that the one that you're going to get?
We're not going there.
No,
we're going right in order. That's just the one he was pissed about.
By the way, okay,
he'll be okay.
All right, so let's go.
Fine.
We're going in order.
We're going in order. So first one was John. Who would die first in a zombie apocalypse?
That was a good question.
It was a great question.
I mean,
100%
obvious answer. I think all of us agree.
Yeah,
I would kill some zombies if there was a zombie apocalypse.
On your way out.
I'd probably be killed by zombies also.
Because the question was who would be killed first.
I would
for sure it's Tom.
I would definitely die first.
The reason I think this is one of the things about Tom, if you know, he's aggressive, and he's also somebody that wants to take on whatever challenge is ahead of him.
Hell yeah.
Right? So like I always
Even
think
if
like
it kills him.
I always think like in the 9/11, the terrible situation like over Pennsylvania, Tom would have been one of those guys being like, "Let's roll."
Yep.
Right? Like he's just that's just how you are.
How about
if the zombies come, you'd be like, "We're going," and I'd be like, "Tom, I'm going to do some planning back here.
Right.
Good luck."
But Marissa said during the January 6th insurrection, she was like, "I'm so happy you're not there," and I'm like, "I wish I was there." And
I was thinking about that. You'd have been like, "Let's."
Dude, she's like, "I'm so happy you're not there because I know exactly what you've been doing." Yeah,
I thought the same thing.
There's no doubt I would have been mixed up with the Capitol Police trying to help them. Like, no doubt.
They would have let you.
I sort of picture myself as like a first responder, especially when I'm in Hammond. I feel like a sense of responsibility in Hammond. If I see an accident scene, I always stop.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at the woman who sideswiped your car. You took care of business.
Chased her down.
Or like we talked about on the podcast during that winter storm. I was probably trying to get home, and you were on Klein Avenue trying to help people.
I just stopped the other day. There was a wreck on 8094, and I was on the sound wall just south of the sound wall over by Oxbow Park, and I saw a wreck, and I helped over the wall. I helped get him out of the car.
See?
Yeah, so I am sort of
another
like
reason why you'd be a good cop. All right.
I am pretty incredible.
No, that's just I'm a mayor, so like, and I have emergency lights on my car, and I feel like it's my responsibility, especially in Hammond. So
short story.
Yes, sir.
There was a random shooting on my block a while back.
True story.
And I'm out of town. I get this call from Tom. He goes, "Hey man, which house was it? Like where did the bullet go?" And he's like, "Oh, is it this guy? I think he's out here. Let me go talk to him." I'm like, "Tom,
there was a shooting. That's the house."
Second.
I knocked on the door and I talked to him.
He just went right up and talked to the guy.
That's Tom.
I let him know that this isn't the type of neighborhood where we tolerate that kind of stuff. And I don't know how this happened, but if you know anybody that's responsible for this, please tell them that this isn't tolerated. And they were like, "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir." Have you had any shootings since?
No.
John.
But I was like, I'm on the phone. I'm like, dude,
daily.
be careful. Like they were.
I knocked right on their door.
Yeah.
And they were like, by the way, I was picturing like gangsters, and there was like little dorky kids answered.
Probably like
Dude.
purdue students.
Yeah, I'm
right?
like, come on, man. Are you
Crazy.
serious? And then, so anyway.
Crazy.
Yeah, anyway.
All right, next
you, John.
question. Who would you rather be stranded on a desert island?
By the way, I'd like to point something
Phil
out.
said Tom, Jeff said
I would
Kevin.
like to point something out about Kevin Smith that I know that it didn't come out in the studio that day. Kevin Smith is an Eagle Scout. I say it often, and that's a true story.
It's true.
So
Troop
even
221, Kenwood Elementary School.
So I know that if I were choosing who to be stranded on a desert island with, I would much rather be with Kevin myself.
Well,
because Kevin would like figure out how to like create fire and like build a shelter, and probably like he'd probably have like all kinds of solar things hooked up.
But I was thinking that what you would be doing is knowing you, you'd be like, because I know how ADD you are. Like, I'm not staying on this desert
Big
island.
time
We got to
ADD.
figure out how to get the F off of here. You'd be like,
I'd
how are
probably
we going to
start
build a boat?
swimming.
Right? Yeah, I'm going to start
point.
swimming off of here.
He's like, there's no porn on this island.
If you want, to stay on the desert island, maybe choose me. If you want to get off the desert island, choose Tom.
If you want to be insane, choose me because I will drive you up the goddamn wall.
Yeah.
I'll be like after 20 minutes, like, what the hell are we going to do about this? Like, this is.
all right, three
So
guys.
hold on. So I choose Kevin.
And I think I'd choose you because I'd want to get off.
What the hell?
The desert island. But I would choose me for being
We're
an
so
Eagle
nice to
Scout.
each other. All right.
If you were three guys surround you in an alley. Choose one person to help you in the fight of your life. This is easy because when I heard this question, I was like, I would want Tom to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted Tom, Kevin.
I would pick
Newsflash.
Jeff.
Don't worry.
I would
Because
pick
I'd be
Jeff.
like, you know what? We should talk about this, guys. Let's see if we can
You guys
figure
watch
our way
soccer?
I would pick Jeff Long. By the
Well,
way,
for sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
he's
Out of
a
the four of
cop.
us,
Jeff Long is one of the toughest SOBs.
no
I
one
know.
should pick Phil, and no one probably should pick me. So it
I
would
would
be
I would,
you
it
or
would be
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff and I were on a baseball team. And
Just
I
one of
always-
the toughest guys I've ever.
I would
witnessed.
never ever mess with Jeff.
No.
I
Jeff
hear he's
is-
got a road rage.
Well, he's
thing.
Street Fighter. I mean, this
Dude,
guy
he's a cop, man, and he's fast, and he gets in
and
fights like
strong.
yeah,
very.
Dude, I would
very
never mess
strong.
with Jeff. I think we all agree Jeff Long would be the way to go, but
Yep.
I would be second.
Between me or Tom, it's Tom for sure.
I
All
would
right.
be the last person to choose.
Kinda
'cause
like
I've
this
got
should-
noodle
we would
arms.
be we would be confronting while you're running. That's
Yes.
how it would work. Right?
Hey,
me
you know,
too, Linz. I'd be running
Fight
with
or
you.
flight. Sometimes flight is
Somebody
the
has
best
to slow
option.
down the aggressors, and other people take off.
That's fine. You
I'd
can
be-
die, and I will
Jeff
get
and
out.
I
Thank
would
you.
be, yeah.
And I'd be running. with
I'd have
Lindsay.
Jeff do the heavy lifting. I would back him up though.
If you were facing a life sentence, who would you want as your lawyer?
Let me start this one off.
All right.
Kevin.
I have a saying that if you ever see me practicing law, something went wrong in my career. Okay, so like that's a funny saying of mine, but it's accurate. Okay, I'm an elected official. I'm a statesman. I'm Reagan-esque. We agree to all these things, right? but
agreed to-
but
we
like,
agreed to all
and
these
I will.
things.
We all agree. I mean, Kennedy-like, of course. Like we all agree to these things. I would at this point. I would pick Kevin for sure if I were facing a life sentence. Kevin's a
appreciate
practicing
that.
attorney.
I've done
He's a trial
some-
lawyer. He's done criminal law. He's done civil law. He does civil law. He does, I would pick Kevin first off. Let's just start off that. I'm a licensed lawyer and all that. And if I do practice again, I'll be good. But Kevin is.
I would have been
current.
disappointed if I no, and that's no insult to your legal acumen, but I
Thank
would have
you.
been insulted if I didn't win that one. All right, planes going down. Oh, this is the big one. Planes going down.
This
you have
one was
one.
fun.
You have one extra parachute. Who do you give it to? Phil said Kevin. Jeff
I would
said
give it
Tom.
to me also. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tom probably would say give it to him, but I think the fake
Tom
the fake
got to
back.
be like, this is mine.
The fake backpack was a bit of a classic. Thank you, Jeff. I was like,
That
you know
was
what?
crap.
I told
That
Andy
was
Shore
funny.
at the police chief, I was like, well, just so you know, Andy, like if Tom's on the plane, probably shouldn't even fly with you and Jeff because Jeff's just going to give it to Tom.
I have
'Cause it's his boss.
I have a way out of this though, Kevin, because you and I are big
Yes.
guys, right?
Yeah.
And then Phil and Jeff are super close.
Yes.
So the way I see this working is you get a parachute, you're 200 plus. I get
Yep.
a parachute, I'm 200 plus. Even though Jeff's 200 plus also, I think Jeff gets a parachute and because him and Phil are like a couple anyway. And then
Can
Phil
hold each
like
other.
wraps his arms and legs around Jeff, right?
And
And
then
then they strap in. We strap him
You're
in.
right.
It wouldn't be the first time they strap together.
we
so
we convince them that the way to do this is you and I both get a single and they share it. They share
Right,
one.
and then we
I
strap
agree.
him in. We strap him together.
Are we
Phil
just
wraps
gonna
his legs
skate over
around
that
Jeff
comment?
and his arms, and then we strap him together.
Tom, what do you mean it would be the first time they strapped
We
together?
all know this is not the
They're,
first time
they're
those two
very,
strap
they're very
themselves.
close.
And then we push him out, and then we just say pull, right?
Yeah.
Pull the string, and you'll
then-
be fine.
And hopefully
Yeah,
Phil
but
doesn't let
hopefully
go.
Phil will
just
hold on
has
for dear
strong
life.
enough arms.
And they would, by the way, on the way down, they'd probably make love, which would be
Ew.
We don't know what they do on the way down. Who knows? There might. I don't know about maybe some kissing, but
They would definitely be kissing. A lot of heavy petting.
This may be the last time.
Jeff's like, if I'm going out.
This is the way I always wanted to die, Phil.
I wish I knew how to quit
Making
you.
love to you, falling through the air.
Well, that leads us into the next question, which who's most likely to be hit on by a gay man? And
I mean,
Jeff
some of
said
these
Kevin,
questions
Phil
are
said
obvious,
Tom.
guys.
I think the funny part, the way I want to rephrase this question is who would know they're being hit on by a gay man? Because this is why. If you know something about Tom, his gaydar is like the worst gaydar
It is
ever.
It is. You literally have to be making out with me before I realize
Like,
that
oh
you're
my
gay.
God, are you hitting
like,
on me?
dude, is that tongue in my mouth? Like, what the hell?
Yet you've
Right.
got it spot on with Phil and Jeff. You know
Yeah.
exactly what
Oh,
their deal is.
Right.
I like. Oh, by the way, McDreamy wasn't a nickname
It was
used by
women.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It was
Or
after that
people
show.
want to insult.
I
Grey's
took over.
Anatomy.
Yeah, I took over as mayor shortly after that came out, and that was one of the.
McDreamy and McSteamy.
Those were one
Wow,
of the. Those
I
were a
never
couple
heard
of the cool. I
McSteamy.
never
No,
heard
those are the
McSteamy
two
either. It's
actors
weird when my
from-
daughter says it, but hey, whatever, you know. Like I have that effect on
Just
women.
with her and
you
her
know?
Wow.
friends.
It's the Brad Pitt look I got going. That's what it is.
No,
you
that's
know?
the name that they gave to the
Sans
actors in
Hawaiian
Grey's
shirt.
Anatomy.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
I
Daughter.
will not
I was
talk
like,
ab-
this is a little uncomfortable.
Father.
But hey, you know.
All right, next question. We're almost to
You're
the end.
fine, Dad.
Because Joe
Yeah.
Smith's waiting. We want to get him in here.
You got. By the way, Joe Smith is.
He's going to be fun. Stick around. It's going
Yeah.
to be a lot of fun. Joe Smith.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to pee in the shower? Easy.
Easy.
Slam dunk, Tom.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
without
agree.
a doubt.
Not Marissa.
I thought
probably,
Jeff's comment was great. He's probably peeing in the shower right now.
I was listening. I was not peeing in the shower, but we agree
I
on
also-
that one.
and
I
I
agree
also-
on that one too.
I also want to correct Lindsay, who suggested that it would be easy to pee from the shower
I don't know how
into a
men
toilet.
pee.
She's
What
a nursing
in the
student. That's the
world?
disturbing part.
and she, and
I'm
she has a
sorry,
husband.
it's
Right.
not a requirement as a nursing student to watch people and measure the projectile.
Honey,
of, like,
let me
the
give you a
urine
little
stream.
like physics, men
Yes.
physics here.
Okay.
When you pee and you stop the stream, so let's say I was trying to shoot it like 5 feet, like you're saying, like one of those fountains in Chicago that just like cuts it off, right? It doesn't work like that, right?
Your
It like
sphincter
it
isn't
would
that
dribble
strong.
slowly all the way back
the
to.
acceleration ends.
That
and
just
it
sounds
goes,
like a
That's
weak
assuming you
prostate
have
to
strong
me.
enough like muscles
Bladder or-
to like blast your urine 5 feet away,
Into the toilet.
perfectly landing in a toilet. That's not easy.
gotta-
And if you were that strong, you would definitely leave a trail
You
of
need,
piss
it
coming back
sounds
to
to
you.
me like you need to do some pelvic floor.
I think what you need to do is
exercises.
ask Brian to test that out at the bathroom at home and see how it goes, because you're gonna be cleaning up.
Please,
some,
and if
some
you do
pee
that,
on the floor.
There is
please
no clear
video it so we can
shot.
play it on Lock
I
Pop.
want to see the video, and Lindsay's watching.
See, there's no clear shot from the shower to the toilet.
You want to
so-
see the video?
No,
of her
from the
husband
back. I don't
peeing?
want to. I don't want to see
No.
a video of Brian peeing. I would like a back shot though, because that would be
does.
classic,
He
right?
wants
I don't
to
want to
see
see
it.
Brian's junk. I do want to see a piss dribble
He
coming
doesn't
back.
watch
Lindsay
porn,
wiping
but he
it up.
wants to
Yeah,
see.
like
Yes.
Lindsay's like,
amazing.
this didn't work.
I guess I got to wipe this pee up.
I swear,
Brian.
you know what I'm talking about. Those
Yes.
little jet streams. I think she thinks that's how piss works for guys. Like it just like shoots and it's like
Oh,
one
I'm sorry.
stream.
My
It's like,
all my
cut it off.
genitalia are internal, so I don't know how yours works.
So anyway,
All right.
we all agree that
would be you.
I would be more likely.
I think we covered the porn. That was covered. with
Did
you
we?
And Lindsay
Did
as
we
an
though?
argument.
Did we?
All right,
I think
fine.
there's
The
a lot unsaid
The question
here.
was, who is most likely to watch more porn? Not whoever
Uh-oh.
has.
I want
Who is-
Lindsay to have a chance to explain herself.
But by the way, I just want to
Me
say
too.
that
I'm interested in
my
this.
take on this, by the way, John, just before we get into Lindsay
I like
explaining
where
it,
Kevin's going with
was for sure the answer is John watches the most porn, and I'll tell you
Uh,
why.
I hate to bust
You'll
John
tell me
out.
why?
I agree.
I'll tell you why. It was like when you're in church and like your buddy farts next to you or something.
Right,
Like
right.
you could not get the words out of your mouth with the question. You were one time you were going who.
It was, which is total guilt. That was
Yes.
total guilt, John.
It was a tell.
so like
that was his idea.
I think that
question.
let's say I have let's say I
watched-
do watch a little, and let's say Kevin watches a little. I think you can magnify that by 1,000, and you still got his beat. You know what I'm saying?
We both were like, "Oh, that was a tell by John."
It is a tell. I would be concerned if I was Amy. I would be very concerned if I was Amy. So
What if she watches it with me?
Well,
there
that's
you go.
you know,
Then
if you
you
guys
know, she won't be
accept-
upset.
It's consensual.
But I'm
watching.
not going to tell you that I didn't get home and Marissa was like, "Hey, tell me about this porn habit that Lindsay was talking about." I'm like, "What the? I
That
have
she
no
knows
idea."
so much about.
I know, dude. Like
All right.
I'm sitting there on the downstairs TV watching porn.
So let Lindsay explain herself.
Lindsay, how do you know?
I refuse to
brothers-
believe
Okay.
because he's mentioned it before, finding it on
Okay.
the computer.
Oh no, I did find it on the computer, but that
Based
wasn't my
on
computer.
that, in the where does a boy learn this thing? Like, where do they learn?
When I
about
was a
this?
little, I looked at naked magazines. When I was little,
That's porn.
okay. Whatever. I guess that's
Fair
true.
enough. Back
When
in
I
our
was
day
There's
little-
not a single person
when the Playboys were up on in the secret stash,
Who
or
has
the
yeah.
Jugs issues were.
that counts.
okay.
You didn't have
All
like.
right.
years
All
When
right,
of
fair
so if you
stuff
count
back
that,
then,
when I
so-
was like 10,
11,
11,
yeah,
I
14.
looked at porn. Okay. There
You know
go.
what?
Busted.
I got a poll going. Who do you think
I
watches
voted
the
for
most
John.
porn?
I voted for
I
Like
voted for John.
everybody. What vibes am I putting off, chat? Where you think I watch the most porn?
It was when you couldn't get the question out.
That's exactly.
I don't
it.
even know why I was laughing at that.
because you were
sometimes
guilty.
I get going.
It's guilt. It's called guilt, John.
It's called subconscious guilt.
You're like throwing blame over on us who don't look at porn at all, and you're hoarding porn probably right now. If I open this
I was
closet
like,
door,
be careful of these
porn would
computers
come
in
pouring
here.
out.
You
John's
know
like,
what?
this is all equipment.
That's
My
why
ass,
John
it's
doesn't
porn.
want to give up
all
this.
That's right.
That's why he doesn't want to give up the production spot.
This is my equipment
He's
closet.
afraid.
We open that up.
Do
There's
we
like
really?
a blow up doll comes out and like
Oh, there's Judy.
Right.
You know what's
All right.
amazing is up until recently, you didn't get one vote, Kevin, for who watches the most porn.
Thank you. You must have voted just now.
No, I'm just saying, like, people think you're like an asexual creature. You have no desires.
I guess that's John. That
reproduces
may
through
just
budding.
be just as insulting as you watch the most as me. No votes for me.
I agree. That's more telling.
All right,
and shocking.
last question.
I'm actually proud to be voted that I watch
There
the
you
most
go.
porn. Thank you.
Thank you all our voters. John's like, yes. Who'd make the best cop?
What's up, Joe Larry?
What's up?
Joe knows
Oh.
Joe knows Tom McDermott pretty well.
I will ask him this question.
All right, what's up,
Joe
brother?
Smith.
Nice to see you. This is the
What's
world
up, Joe?
famous Joe Larry
What's up?
Smith, my friend. He's a brilliant attorney from Indianapolis. Hey, throw those headphones on and make sure you pull right up to the
Another
table.
guy
Joe.
you'd want to
Look at that.
represent you if you're facing a life sentence.
All right, you gotta
Look
show
at you
it.
had to. You had to
Wow.
Self-peddling. Look at that.
You know that's
That's right.
that's automatic advertising. You owe us.
Yeah, that's right.
You owe us
Faegre
a
is now a
check now
sponsor for the
this.
show.
Look at him smiling.
It's great. It's
posing
a
for the-
cheap, $10,000.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, what's up?
Chilling. What's
Hey,
going on?
we're going through these questions about me.
I was
and
hearing some of that,
I know
man.
you know me very well. Like,
Yeah.
who would you rather be with in a zombie apocalypse, Kevin or me?
No. Well, all right. That wasn't the question, but okay.
The question is who would die first?
Oh, who would die
Oh,
first?
who would die first? The mayor.
yeah.
Because he'd go out and
Yeah.
get
So
it,
far-
right?
Well, I'm
Right.
gonna outrun you. So
Okay.
I'm not worried.
Yeah. Zombies are quick, man. You got to stop at some point.
You have to be the fastest. It's faster than who you're with. You know what
Okay,
I'm
and
saying?
zombies
So-
can't be that fast, right?
Right.
Yeah, but
Okay,
they're
if you were in a
persistent.
dark alley
Depends
and
on
three
the
guys
kind.
surrounded you, who would you rather be with, Kevin or me, Joe?
That's easy.
Mayor.
Yeah,
I
I agree.
Kevin's
Yeah.
smart and sweet.
But I'm running.
Yeah.
Okay, if you how about this one, Joe? If you were facing a life sentence, who would you rather have as your lawyer, Kevin or Tom?
He would
Kevin.
represent himself.
Good call, Joe.
Like we did that, and I got Joe off, so it's all good.
That's right.
I bet you got him
I've
off,
used
Kevin.
that Kevin before.
Okay, if you were in an airplane and it was going down and you had one extra parachute, who would you give it
Oh,
to?
Oh,
Kevin
that's
or Tom?
horrible.
Who would you want to
Can I plead
kill?
the fifth on
Who would
this?
you want to kill?
Yeah, right.
All right, you can plead the fifth. All right.
Damn.
Okay, who is most likely to be hit on by a gay man, Kevin or Tom?
Or Joe?
Or Joe? Joe would
Yeah,
definitely
you can
be
put yourself-
first.
you
Joe
can
would
put yourself
definitely be
in this.
first.
Yeah. It'd probably be me.
All right, Joe will take that. All right. Who is most likely to pee in the shower,
that's
Kevin or Tom?
Oh, the mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's healthy for your feet, by the way.
By the way,
It is not.
That's-
It is
like
not.
rap-
I have
like
a
rapid
doctor.
fire. It's
I have a
easy.
doctor. He says if you don't want to get athlete's foot, you piss on your feet.
don't name
that
that.
Dr.
doctor.
Forey?
Don't name.
How about
That's
you
if
wash
you
your
get
damn feet?
stung by a jellyfish.
What doctor is this? He's
Don't
like,
name
Forey.
that doctor.
Pure
Hey, by the
Forey.
way, you guys notice Marissa doesn't have athlete's feet, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, there goes.
I pee on her feet too.
This is going to be.
Oh, my.
Well,
I'm
you
in
better
trouble.
Yeah.
just put your head down as
It's
you
gonna be
walk
a-
in the door.
Yeah, you're going to be in trouble.
All right, let me see. Who's more likely to watch pornography, Kevin or Tom?
No, don't.
This one's a controversial
the
question.
I think Tom.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
my daughter said the same
Let's
thing. Joe.
let's get on to Joe Larry.
All right, this is the last one.
Last one.
Who would be the better cop, Kevin or Tom?
Depends what kind of cop you want.
Yeah. I mean, is this a good cop or is this a?
Like,
I'm gonna go.
like-
No, it's not really appropriate for that right now these days. I'm gonna say you, Mayor.
All right,
Thank
there
you,
you go.
man.
Wow.
Love Joe Larry.
I
This
don't
is no
disagree.
ass. This is no ass kissing. This is real talk.
All
I
right.
agree.
Yeah.
Joe and I know each other real well. Joe knows Kevin very well.
Yeah.
Lindsay doesn't know Joe as well. I know Joe and John know each other well.
I see Joe
Dude.
every year at your,
True
your
story.
fundraiser.
True story.
Yeah.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Chilling.
It's
Loving
good
it.
to see you, man.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm bright eyed, bushy tailed.
We're
at
so
you.
happy.
Did you
You're
already-
up all the time.
Did you do a run? Don't tell me you went for a run already.
I did, bro.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Okay, so I ran in
You're
the
up.
hotel. So get this, I get up and I kind of look kind of ghetto because I got up and I was like, all right, shit, I'm getting up and I'm putting them like, oh, here's my running shorts, my shoes, and I pull out the other thing. Looking thing is my shirt. It's another pair of shorts. So I got like so I go like with a wife beater, bro.
Whoa!
Because I didn't want to go topless. I was thinking
I'd
like I
have
could
seen
run, but
that.
you know,
You should've
somebody,
gone
a
topless,
maid
dude.
comes through or something like that. I'm in
Yeah.
trouble. So I'm in there running with like a wife beater in the workout.
Well, you were like,
room.
I'm in the region, man. This
Yeah,
we
this
get
is what
by
I'm
here.
saying. So I
We
got
get by
You
here.
should have cut off the sleeves.
He did.
Right. And then threw in the trash, bro. So now I'm here.
Well, how many miles you get in this morning? Because we know this is your
4.5.
Oh,
God
man.
damn.
And you were out later than me because I
was.
left.
I was.
and
You do
were
that every
still
day
out.
of your life, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah,
every day?
pretty much.
Joe was
Even
in
Sundays.
shape.
I was trying like just take days off, and then I'm like, what the hell?
But you
it
were-
releases my stress, man.
For those that don't know Joe, Joe is a college athlete. He was a soccer player.
Yeah.
He's got athletic, very
Yes,
talented
very athletic
athletic
family.
kids that literally are like top of the game as far as soccer
yeah,
players, football
they just
players.
took all my money though and trained for being a pro or a college player. It's like, oh, Dad, I don't want to play.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to an expensive school.
Yeah, Dad, just chip in. But I was watching the NCAA tournament today for the women, like the highlights, and girls on there were playing on my daughter's team, played against her. Virginia.
And your daughter was
State.
just as good, if not better than them.
Just as good.
So your daughter,
good.
what's her name again, Joe?
Jordan.
Jordan, and she's at William & Mary, right?
She's a junior at William & Mary.
So your daughter Jordan was really like an elite soccer player.
Yeah.
Very safe to say, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Very true.
Like in the upper 1%-ish.
I would say, yeah. I mean, she was like on a travel team, was like not top 10 in the country.
And then she was being recruited by colleges all across Notre Dame, you know,
Northwestern.
Northwestern. Like offered scholarships, right?
Yeah.
And she came to you one day and said, "Dad, I'm done with soccer.
I'm done."
So instead of free college, I would like you to pay.
Yes.
You know,
Well, you know what, Joe? The good thing
freight.
is William & Mary's cheap, man. So.
Yeah. Well, she got. I give her credit. She got half academic scholarly, so she did that. My son did the same shit.
Really?
Yes.
And he's at
Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Joey's a freshman now?
Freshman.
Wow.
Yeah. And he could have been. He was
He
a
could have
football
played.
player.
I don't think
Was he
soccer too. I don't know if he could have played in Michigan. He could have walked on, but he could have played somewhere. But I said, just walk on, and and he's like, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Was studying, man.
Was your family? Your dad a real good athlete also? Mom?
If Dad stayed out of trouble, he could have been an athlete.
Really?
Yeah, my dad was like, he was kind of gangster, man, in high school.
Get out of here.
Oh, dude.
Your dad's so cool.
Dude,
man.
everybody loves him. My dad is saw the earth, but he couldn't stay on the team because he was in the streets.
Really?
Oh, in high school, he was like, he's 6'5". I'm a little dude. He's 6'5". My mom was the athlete, and she's only 5'1", or was. She's now like 4'8", because she's old and shrinking.
She's shrinking.
You know what I mean? But I thank her for my height every day. But
Thanks,
my
Mom.
dad, dude, was like, he was a badass athlete, as was my uncle. My uncle was the Holy Cross brother of
Priest,
South
yeah,
Bend, right?
priest.
He got scholarships
That's
like
right.
all the black colleges, University of Louisville to play football, and he went to the Brotherhood. My dad couldn't stay on any team because his ass would not be in class in the streets, and he would not pass his classes.
Really?
Oh, dude. So the story was like, this is infamous. He went, my grandfather's a little dude. He was a bad dude. And my dad goes to St. Joe's. He goes to St. Joe's. So he gets out at Cathedral, went to Cathedral High School, goes to St. Joe's.
St. Joe's, and that's in Rensselaer?
Yeah, Rensselaer, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
So he's like, think he'd do the same shit he did in high school. And he goes there, whatever like that, and he like came his first semester, and he was like fucking up. Grades were bad. So he didn't even come home first, bro. He went straight to the Navy.
I didn't know your dad was a Navy.
Straight to
How do I not know these things, man?
He went straight to the Navy because he knew my grandfather was
So he was
beat his ass.
enlisted?
It wasn't going to work at
Really?
home.
He was
Yeah.
enlisted, obviously.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah.
he do? Do you know?
Like a cook or some shit.
Really?
Over
So was he on surface
over in
ships?
Japan.
Oh, no way. World War II.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he was
Right after?
right. Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
after.
post, yeah. And so he did that for 2 years. Then he went to Marion University and got his shit together.
So
Really?
one of the things about
And
Joe
then-
Larry that I wanted to talk about, and just what his whole deal is the fact that he is, and we say this and we mean it. I mean, he is a very, very well-known and great attorney down in Indianapolis on the executive
I dare
committee,
say-
Joe, right?
Yeah, I brought our management board for the.
You're
firm.
like,
How big's the firm?
dude, now 1,300 attorneys
All around the
all
country.
around the country and in London and Shanghai.
yeah.
Okay.
What
And-
about Beijing no more?
No,
Really? You
well,
said- really?
I don't know.
Chinese government?
It's
Could be. Could be.
we visited there.
So-
and we're kind of. I think we're shutting that one down.
Really?
Yeah.
And
my
Joe,
bad. My bad, Beijing.
first African American on the executive committee, or I'm sorry,
Correct.
management board, right?
Yes, correct.
And
Company wide.
Dude, yes, I was like the only. When we were like, the story, kept like Baker and Daniels, I was the only black partner for a good while. I love the firm. The firm is great, and it's not because we don't try, but
Right.
dude, it's a lonely world.
So
man.
what do let's talk about that a little bit, because I
Yeah.
mean, diversity in the workforce, like for attorneys,
Right.
talk about it, especially at big firms, big law,
Dude,
right?
Yeah, it's kind of bad. It just is. We try hard, others try hard. It's just kind of this system that just doesn't feed itself the proper way. But it's like we fight every day because it's the percentage of minorities. It's like less than 3%.
Partners in big law.
Period. Like less than that for partners. Like if you get to like black partners, like 1%. If you get to diverse, you're like 3
Is
to
it just
5.
because what's the reasoning behind
Well,
it? Is
I
it
think
because it's high demand for the?
It's high demand. So like, but it's it's kind of it's this innate racism that exists. Honestly, man, within the law, it's like there's tests that they've run where you would take exams, right, and you would tell the person. It
Like
was
from a
written
mentor?
like they've done these studies. You send it to like an attorney to like mark it up and to say this is a person is a black male or black female and this is a white male. they grade them differently, and they're the same freaking paper.
Really?
Yeah.
So
it's like statistics.
and I
show
think you
that.
talked about the fact, like, kind of like lack of mentorship is also an issue, right? Because I mean, like, as lawyers,
You don't see anybody. You don't see anybody that looks like you.
I see.
Especially when I'm only,
Joe,
you know.
you're a great mentor for people.
Yeah.
That's
So,
one
like,
thing about you for sure.
You have to be active. You have to be able. What I tell other, just keep it more focused with blacks, is like I tell them, you've got to stay at the firm because you've got to become a partner, because you've got to show others that you can become a partner. If everybody, when you're good and the private companies pull you out to go in-house, if you keep jumping in-house, you're not going to be there for them to see you.
And
right?
what you mean
So-
by in-house is you mean leave a private
leave a
firm and
private
go
firm
work
into,
for a
like,
corporate.
company. Yep, exactly.
Corporate, right?
And so that happens, like when you're good and you're diverse, they want to pull you, right, and take you away.
Are they getting better? I mean, because I can only imagine
Yeah.
you're helping Joe. Like, you're such a, honestly, and it's hard to state this to, a largely Northwest Indiana audience and a lot of country wide audience. You in Indianapolis are extremely popular attorney.
Yeah.
Fair to say.
Okay, thank you.
No, you are. I'm
I don't
saying.
know what to say. It was like, yeah.
You're very
so
shy.
true.
That's true. You hold court. Wait, by the way, he comes up here yesterday at my event. It's so funny. I look over. I was like, "Where's Joe?" I see him. He's holding court in
Yeah.
the region. You're not even
Everyone-
from the region.
everyone
I love the
talk to him.
region, bro.
You're just
I
that
love
guy,
it.
though.
I
You're
love
that
it.
guy.
Thank
People
you.
are comfortable around you. People want to talk to you. And
So from a leadership position, Joe, like a leadership
Yeah.
role, what are you doing, or what can you
Oh,
do to help with?
what keeps it top of mind. So now that we're Faegre Baker Daniels, right, and then we merged with Drinker, Biddle, and Reed. So now we're Faegre Drinker, and I'm like not the only one on now. There's a wonderful lady named Sandy Grunham that's on the board with me, black female. We do a great job, I think, with having diverse as far as gender and women representation on the board and in the firm. We're trying to do better, man. It's a daily grind, but like having Sandy there, myself there, we've been growing the diversity within. I think now we have like 13 black partners firm wide, and we just make ourselves present. We get together like Zoom every other week, have happy hour to chat it up. We bring in diverse associates every like once a month to chat in with us, just
Good
to
for you, man.
get them encouragement.
Summer
man, to say,
clerks,
yeah,
summer-
yeah, and you just got to fight the fight. So when you're sitting there, you're talking to board members or group leaders, whatever, across the firm, you've got to make it top of mind that diversity is important, and the companies are making it that way too. You've got companies out there that are like, listen, you guys got to have some diversity buildings on our work. This is BS, because now general counsels at companies are becoming more diverse and stuff like that, and they're pushing the envelope, which is good.
Good.
So-
You're doing a good job.
Yeah,
guys.
thank
with
you,
your
brother.
new role, on it's the board of directors. Is that
Yeah, the board of the firm.
when you're with that role? Do you travel a lot more now? I mean,
Well,
because you're based
the
out of
pandemic
Indy.
shut us down. We typically did, like just go around. We move around, and so you're more visible to the partnership. Go from office to office, because we're all over the country now. But with the pandemic, we've been kind of just zooming like everybody else.
So where's your bigger office? Is Indy one of the bigger offices?
Indy's one
or-
of the bigger ones. Minneapolis, Philadelphia. Those are
Chicago's-
probably the three biggest. Chicago, yep.
Yeah, I know you're up here a lot.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
happy for us. We get to go hang out with you.
Yeah.
Can we tell a story?
Yeah.
There
Which
are
one?
many people.
Which
that
one?
I want to tell this one. I want you guys to talk about it. I wasn't there, but I know about it.
I love this story.
I want to
Fair
know. There aren't many people that have seen Tom McDermott fly a plane.
This is a
I
good
think you
story.
might be one of them. So I'm gonna let you guys talk.
Oh,
about
dude. But the thing that's crazy about it is it's not Tom flying. It wasn't the funny part. Is our good buddy Senator Greg Taylor damn near shit his pants.
He did shit his
Oh,
pants.
dude,
Right.
literally, like he was sitting there.
Did he wake up from a nap or something?
Yes, because he slumbers. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of a robust dude. So he's sitting there and he's laying back, and like Tom's
Robust.
like, we're like going, and like my friend, shout out to Dr. Tompkins, has a plane, he has a pilot, right? And so
Valparaiso based, right?
Orthopedic
yeah,
surgeon.
yeah,
out of
orthopedic
Valparaiso.
surgeon, Bone and Joint Institute. So, but he's got a pilot. Right, so he's there. Tom, we're on the plane flying, and he's like, "Dude, can I?" He's like, "Come on up." They got two sticks, so he's up there, and I know what's going on. Greg's knocked out. He wakes up, dude, and he's like, "We're like us a little ass plane." He's like kicking the shit out of my chair, like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? And I was like, Tom looks back, and he's like, "What's up?" I'm like,
Greg's
dude,
like, he's like, "Get back here right now! Get back here right now!" He like pulled me out of the
Taylor,
cockpit.
Senator Taylor.
oh my dude, he was so freaking scared.
He grabbed me. He's like, "Get your ass back here right now!" I was like,
and Tom was like a Cheshire cat or something. But
It was
I
so
believe
cool.
dude, this is the best shit
My
ever.
whole life, I wanted to be a pilot my whole life. So
You did it.
Yeah, but so check this out. This is so funny. So Joe has, he's got tons of connections. This is the year the Colts went to the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
Right. So Joe calls me up. He's like, "Dude, I got like a package deal. Right. Everybody's gonna bring a little bit to the table. You're gonna pay for the rooms. I got some buddies with tickets. We're lining up a plane that's gonna pick you up, and like you just go to Valpo Airport." and they're going to scoop you up, and they're going to fly you to Indy, right? Right? And they're going to
Sounds
fly you
fun.
to Indy,
Sounds
and then we're going to
great.
jump on this freaking nice jet I got lined up, and we're going to fly to Miami, right?
Yes.
I don't know if he said jet. Okay, so anyway,
I don't know
in
what
my
I said.
mind, I'm picturing like
I was
private
picturing
jet.
it. I was too.
Right. So like I'm like go to Valpo Airport and Marissa drops me off. I'm like adventure of a lifetime,
Yeah.
right? And I'm sitting there in this sweet ass jet sitting there like waiting.
Yeah,
and I'm
waiting.
like, hell yeah, dude. Joe Larry's like, hook me up, right? And I'm like, is that my jet over there? They're like, no, yours is over here. It was like Major League. It's like zzz, like a little propeller plane comes over. I'm like, what the shit? I'm by myself, and there's the pilot, and I'm like, this is we're flying to Miami in this thing, and he's like, yeah. So we jump on, and
beggars
then
can't be choosers.
so we fly
Oh,
to Indy
dude.
to scoop up the rest of the crew.
And I thought it was like a good plane too. I'm like, oh shit, man, we'll be in a. I was like, what time we pick this up? 2:30. I said, we'll be like
We'll be at dinner
record
time.
like
Yeah,
5:30.
early
And my
dinner.
dude was like, bro, that plane can't go all the way to Florida in one trip.
We had to stop for
We had to
gas.
stop in Atlanta. Fuel
Who
up.
fucking stops for gas in a goddamn airplane,
We did,
right?
and we did. I fucking broke my tooth, man. I had a,
What?
remember, I had a burger and like it's like a hard piece of bacon.
Sounds like
I
a fun
cracked-
trip.
It became fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And we won the damn Super Bowl.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
The
Now,
region
don't
may
say-
not-
don't
yeah.
say we.
We.
Yeah,
Nap
I
town.
was super
Nap town.
happy.
The
You know, I
Colts.
like watching the Colts. I'm a Bears
Not me.
fan, obviously, but no, that was. Oh,
Well, you know.
I'm a Bears
no,
fan.
I know that was the year before.
We're salty.
I love the Bears too.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
raised on the Bears before we had the Colts.
Yeah,
The
true.
Bears,
That's right.
So
That was
there's,
hilarious.
that was one of the best things.
Yeah.
And the other thing, I don't know if people know this. Everybody has to know how we met. So
Oh, this is great.
yeah. So we're sitting there.
It was like a man crush right off the bat.
Dude, it was like cool 'cause
Right.
I didn't know the mayor, and this was
Right.
but the greatest thing we were coming to Denver for the DNC convention.
08.
Barack.
Yep.
What did I say?
It was 08.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Barack Obama coming
That
out
was
the
like
gates.
rock star, baby.
And so like me and the great part we met the first night, whatever like that was Amara. that
Yep, Mara,
introduced-
Representative
Reardon.
Mara. I saw her last night.
And
also.
yep, she was
Yeah.
there. And so she introduced us, so we were just like kicking it in Denver. And then the mayor, the funny thing was like, he's like, dude, my boy's coming in tomorrow. The
You're like
famous Kevin's coming in. So I didn't even know Kevin would write that. And so next thing you know, we kind of kicked it a little bit.
It was late when
So
I
it
got
was
in.
late. He got in. So first thing we do was we were drinking. So first thing we do is like, hey, Kevin, you got to drive. So
Yeah,
he's driving. 'cause we're
designated
drunk.
driver.
He got in late.
And
I got in late.
And then Kevin proceeds to put my punk ass in the trunk.
With Representative Porter.
With Porter. So, and Porter's not a small dude. I saw all these big dudes with me, man. So Porter's this big, robust dude, too. And we're in a damn trunk. Two brothers in the trunk.
Yeah, I don't think he complains about.
I
Oh,
don't
you
think-
put the
I don't
black.
think-
You
I
put the
don't-
black guys in the
I
trunk.
don't
That
think
was
that would
Kevin.
fly. I don't think
That
that
was
would
Kevin.
fly nowadays.
Yeah.
Two brothers in the trunk.
That wouldn't
in
fly
Denver.
nowadays.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
I didn't purposely put the black guys in the trunk, but it just worked out that
It worked
way.
out. The mayor didn't get in the damn trunk. I know
Dude,
that.
I'm the mayor, Joe. I mean, what the hell? Like, come on, dude. What the
Hey,
hell?
Kevin's not going to put his boss in the trunk.
Yeah,
That's
you're
right.
You're
That's
right.
right.
You're
But that was how we met.
That's how we met,
But
folks.
so, like on that same trip when I met Joe, I'll never forget this. So Joe and I go out the first night together in Denver, and we were out late. For me, like I was out
Everyone
till
is
like
so excited at
2
that
or
convention.
3. Yeah, dude, it was amazing.
It was awesome.
2 or 3 for me, which is like I may as well be up all night.
Yeah.
And then like we get back to the hotel, and then like I go to sleep, and I wake up at like 8:30, 9, whatever. I go down to get breakfast, and this dude is walking out of the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? I barely know him. I'm like, you just got done working out? And he's like, yeah,
Joe.
dude, I ran 5 miles. I'm like, what the hell?
I was running off my drunkenness, you know.
Dude,
what I mean?
that's what you do, though. You do it like
yeah,
every day, and that's
yeah,
why you're
yeah.
like who you are, man. It's a,
In shape, man.
stuff.
but
Living a
not
single
just in
life.
shape. Like it takes discipline because some days you wake up and you feel like
you
shit,
just don't
right?
want to do it, but
It's
yeah.
all true.
Right,
rock and roll.
and some days it's freezing cold, or some days like you're not feeling well and you still do it. That's the thing that's impressive about you, Joe. A lot of things are
you
impressive
just live
about
off
you.
of like 2 hours of sleep then.
Pretty much. I'm kind of like a zombie myself.
Well,
I
you and
wish
Kevin
I
are a
could
lot
do
like
that.
yeah. Oh, Kevin doesn't sleep.
No.
Kevin doesn't sleep either.
He's a vampire.
But I also
But-
do not get up and run
Lindsay,
4 miles.
I would
in the
like
morning.
to sleep if I could.
You can't
You know what I'm
sleep.
saying? It's like
You're a
oh,
bad
get up.
sleeper.
Oh, like 11:30. Like I knew here. I was up. I don't know, 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah.
5 indie time.
Yeah.
How much sleep do you get every night?
4.5 to
Yeah,
5.
I'm with you.
Get out of here every night.
Yeah.
You don't.
I mean, if I'm bored during the day, I kind of feel sleepy. But
Hold it. Do you
know.
like ever like one day just like sleep like 10 hours sometime? Like just like a weekend, like I'm gonna sleep till.
No. I started taking those gummies, those
All
melatonin
right.
gummies.
Oh, I thought you were talking. All right, my
excited.
boy.
The melatonin.
The
Let's
melatonin
go. I love
gummy. You can't say
melatonin.
gummies. We're right by Illinois.
I
here,
know,
dude.
right? We can
Like,
go get them for a good price. Dude, they don't work either. They just don't work.
Oh, you need to go next door. From what I hear, those Illinois gummies are a lot better.
Illinois gummies.
Yeah.
Melatonin
Just make
is
sure you
what
eat
gets
them in
me
Illinois.
here on
That's
time.
right. That's right.
Don't eat 'em in Indiana.
That's why we want him to be our lawyer.
You have to eat them in the parking lot.
Eat
You
'em.
have to wait for the buzz to wear off.
Okay, Okay, what would it be if you ate in Illinois and
No,
came
I mean,
across the
well,
border,
it would be illegal.
unless you're high.
It would be
Are you
illegal.
going to-
No, it
am I
wouldn't.
getting arrested?
No,
It would be illegal.
You wouldn't have possession. No, you wouldn't.
You would be under the influence.
If you, well, he didn't say he was driving. If he was, if
If
he was
you Ubered
impaired,
back. If you Ubered back.
Public.
Right.
We don't
Yeah,
even
Uber
test you.
back.
Like they don't even test you.
no, they can't.
They can't test you.
Yeah.
Not yet.
They cannot test for intoxication
Not yet.
on weed.
Right. It's got to be
If-
like just a visual impairment.
Yeah, it is. Or you have
Which
to
gets
admit
a little
it. which is-
iffy.
Very
People
iffy.
it's just
Yeah.
like you're gonna see somebody and you don't like them. You're gonna be like, oh,
Right.
they looked or smelled high.
Right.
to
Little
me.
weed
That's
a lot,
true.
a lot,
Little weed
a lot
profiling.
easier to
That's the
beat
truth.
that than
That's,
OWI.
no, but that's the truth, and that's how you give discretion to
Yeah.
a possibly racist police officer, and then you end up
Yeah.
with a
And
disproportionate
then
number of
yeah.
African Americans and
That's
Hispanics.
how it
and-
works.
So
I
that-
agree.
Oh,
Initially
John,
makes
you didn't
sense.
remind me, you piece of shit. I was supposed to.
Wow.
I
Joe's
forget-
enjoying the cuss counter.
Oh, I forgot.
Joe's like,
hey, Lindsay,
don't
are
worry
you
about
counting me?
Yeah.
I'm
I think she
counting,
gave up.
but-
I forgot. Yeah, shout out to Ava because she was supposed to be on the show. So
Yeah,
She's coming back.
You
She's
guys
coming back.
She got booted.
Somewhat, yeah. It was.
No.
It's cooler,
Did she
but
protest
definitely
outside?
went down in looks for today's guest.
That's right, that's right.
So Ava, shout out,
Oh.
love.
Carmen,
She's a
great
sweetie.
comment by Carmen. Sounds like a great title for a movie. Two Brothers in a Trunk.
Yeah. Not a good movie. That's a bad title.
Oh, that's funny right there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. Well,
Yeah, what else is going on?
Nothing, man. Like, so what's up with you? You heading back today, or
Heading back today, and peeps, I'm going to Florida to a little vacation.
nice
for you.
today?
Tomorrow.
Awesome, man.
Early
Congrats.
tomorrow morning. So a little.
I'll make sure to rob
Treat
your, I'll make sure to
yourself.
rob your house when you're gone.
Dude, I
Wow.
know.
I
appreciate you putting it out like that.
Dude, I'm like, I did put that out, didn't I? And I got,
Be
I got,
careful.
I got security guards,
Big dogs, big
lot of
dogs,
cameras.
guns,
big dogs,
neighbors.
lots of guns.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
all-
very
it's all
nosy
come
neighbors.
Keep your ass away
right.
from my house.
Yeah,
plus Joey's got to be home from college, right?
He's home.
Yeah.
The whole semester they were off. They were virtual.
For Michigan.
was
that's
virtual.
right. That's
so he was home all
Isn't that
semester.
hard?
Yeah.
Paying to like the big
Yeah.
private
He's gone
school
through a
price.
little weird phase. He's,
But
maybe
like
the whole-
you're paying like $50,000 a year to send your kid to Michigan virtually. You should just like
At least you didn't have to pay the dorm.
Right. They did it first semester. They had to work from their dorm. Right? They
Wait,
didn't even
so
go to
you
class.
paid
I
room
paid
and
room and
board?
board first semester.
But couldn't
they
go to
They
class.
couldn't go to class. And then they were like, well, now I'll just send you
They
home.
took you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they were like, we'll
And
get him for one
and get
semester.
this, they sent home a check. It went to my son. I'm like looking at this thing from Michigan, and I look. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like,
10,000.
opening up. It was like $1,000, $1,400. I said, who-
Made out
what-
to Joey?
Made out to him. I said, what is this? He said, oh yeah, they sent us an email about that. I'm like, son of a bitch, you didn't pay a dime. You don't get this money. Sign this over right
Over.
now, bro.
Over.
Yeah. So yeah, I got my money back.
that's funny, man.
Yeah,
How's
so-
single life treating you, bro?
Awesome.
I noticed you know what I noticed
What's
since
that?
you're
I know.
single is double earrings going.
Oh,
Let's see
yes.
those.
Let's see those.
Like, give
Yeah,
me the.
Where's the camera? I don't even know.
Right there.
That's right. There's a whole bunch of them over there.
Beautiful.
So Joe always had one, but now you went with the double.
Yeah,
Give us the story
man.
on that.
Well, the story.
It's a COVID thing.
It's years ago. People may say midlife crisis, but no, I'm actually cool. I've always wanted, 2 earrings, and I was watching this whatever like cooking show like the HGTV and Food Network, and there was this brother on there that's like Chef Boot Camp. And he's looked like to be about my age, whatever like that. And he was rocking double earrings. You think about it like professionally, you're like, I don't want to do it. People going to judge or whatever like that. You got to wear the 3-piece suit and
It's
shit.
not 1998 anymore.
I know, but
Wow.
hey, but Lindsay, I'm old. Don't judge. But I was just thinking, I saw him and it kind of gave me a little freedom. I was like, why not rock it? If I want to do
you
that.
catch any shit from work for that?
I think
Or you're a
No,
boss, so
nobody-
you can do whatever you
yeah,
want.
Yeah, true.
You
And,
see all these
like, I'm on
associates
the-
start
I'm
double
on the
piercing?
board.
they only see him on the Zoom. Like people say, like, are those earrings?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Do you have a problem with them?
Yes, right.
That's
We
right.
we need to talk.
Yeah, right.
What's your compensation looking like next year? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding people. I don't
Of course
do
you
that.
Joe,
Of course, sir.
Eva's in the chat. She said you should get on Bumble.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
The dating
wow.
app.
By the way, Eva's
Joe's like, man, I don't need
Eva's on
Bumble.
Bumble.
Yeah.
Joe does not need Bumble.
Yeah, that may be dangerous.
Joe does not need Bumble.
Yeah, I'm afraid of
Your
those
book is
online
full.
sites.
I know your book at work is full, and your book after work is full.
Wow.
This guy is.
Yeah, I'm afraid of Bumble.
You're not
bro.
hurting. Like one thing I know, like the opposite sex really takes to you pretty well.
Thank
I've
you.
noticed that. Yeah,
you.
you're
Well,
good
we-
looking.
maybe
Because he's
identified
got charisma.
Even
He does.
it's the same sex takes
I was
to you
gonna say
really well.
maybe yeah.
Everyone
me-
takes-
me-
it just means everyone
Oh, Mary,
takes
I
it,
heard
Joe.
about you saying like you would know you were gay unless he was tongue kissing.
That's right.
That freaked
That's
me
right.
out. a
His
little bit.
gay,
Yeah, right. Why? Something I should know there, Joe?
No.
his gaydar is bad.
Hey,
Joe.
wait a second.
Well,
Dude,
Joe Smith.
we appreciate you coming on.
Thank
Left
you,
of Center.
man.
Would you please come back
I
next time you're in
absolutely
town?
will come back.
We love you,
Dude,
man.
You guys are like loved in Indy. I mean,
Thank you.
everybody
Thank you.
from even the mayor of Indianapolis is all about you.
Yeah, man.
There's a region guy. You guys know Paul Babcock?
Yeah.
So Paul's from the region, but is in Indianapolis, a great dude, and he's like, I want to be on the show.
He's pumped
everybody,
up the show.
awesome, man.
Thank you,
everybody
Paul.
wants to be on the show.
It
man.
helps when
So-
we have great guests like you and
yeah.
Mayor Hogsett, and we have a lot of great guests.
Yeah.
But from Indy,
Yeah.
you guys help us out a lot. We
Well,
appreciate it.
love
Appreciate it.
Much love,
Joe.
Mayor. Kev,
Thanks, Joe.
love you. Pieces. Lindsey, John, love you guys too.
Peace
Love you.
out.
You're one
All
of
right.
the best, Joe.
All right,
You're
man.
one of the best,
All right.
man. I appreciate it. He represents the city of Hammond, does a great job, and we love him, man. And
you, man.
super lucky. And to Kevin Smith, thank you very much for being a great co-host. Lindsay, the notorious LMP, the
Sick.
best. And John Vesmar, J-Bone,
Word.
as he goes by. And
LOCPOD.
of course, on Lockpod, we'll be back on Tuesday. We love you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Send us letters, and we'll read them off. Take care,
See you
everybody.
Tuesday.
See you
See
Tuesday.
ya.